right, we're going to do Come Thou Fount of Every Blessing today. And this does have some tricky parts to it. And as always, there are multiple ways to interpret things. So I don't claim my way is the best. It's just one way that I've chosen. So we'll talk about some of the different ways that you can do this. All right, so Come Thou Fount of Every Blessing. So I would do come. I probably won't do the thou in there. Come Thou Fount. So fount is when you come up and it's like a fountain where water goes down over like that. Come Thou Fount of every, we've done that before, every blessing. Touch your lip with your thumb, and then your hand, wrist go out like this, and then you're touching someone's head, putting a blessing on their head. So come thou fount of every blessing. Tune my heart to sing thy grace. Now there are different ways that you can do tune. So I watched some other people, and some of them did help, some of them did change. But what I like to do, and I saw one person do this, is prepare. Because when you tune an instrument, you're preparing to play. So I want the Lord to tune my heart. I want him to prepare my heart. So I'm going to do prepare my heart to sing thy grace. Streams of mercy, never ceasing. So again, there are lots of ways you could do the streaming here. So what I'm planning to do is streams like this and then turn it to mercy. You could just do mercy like that. You could do the sign for streams, a literal sign where you do water and then an S. It's kind of like street, but the water in front makes it a stream. So you could do streams of mercy that way. I'm just going to do like a streaming this way and then turn it into mercy, which is with your fingers like this. Mercy. Never ceasing, never stopping. Call for songs of loudest praise. So what I would like to do for this one is to require. It's like when you have all that mercy coming at you, my heart requires to sing songs of loudest praise. My heart desires that. You could do desires. I'm going to do require. Because if you call for something, then you might require it. Okay, so that's just one possibility. Call for songs. And so I'm going to do songs like this. Now remember, sometimes you can do that if you prefer. So call for or require songs of loudest praise. Teach me some melodious sonnet. So teach me some. You can leave words like that out if you want to, because this song goes a little bit fast, and so if you don't want to be in a rush, you can leave out something like some. You could even leave out me, teach. Just say teach if you want to. Melodious, I'm going to do song with an M like that, melodious. For sonnet, everybody else I watched left out sonnet altogether and just, teach me a song, basically, is what they were doing. But a sonnet is like a poem. It's a type of poem. I couldn't find an actual sign for sonnet, but a poem was like this, and it's like words from your heart. So it doesn't use the word sign though. It's you take your heart, and it's like you're giving your heart in that poem. So that's what I plan to use for sonnet. So it's teach me some melodious, and then sonnet, sung by flaming tongues above. Now here you can do all kinds of things again. So if you want to do flaming, you can do then literal tongues. Kind of stick your tongue out a little bit if you're trying to sing at the same time. You might just want to touch your lip. So tongue, or you can just point to your lip, or some might use voices. So flaming voices above. And for above, you can do the sign for above, or we're talking about heaven, so you could do heaven. So lots of choices there. So I'll probably do flaming tongues without actually sticking my tongue out above. That's probably what I'll do. Okay, praise the mount. So praise the mount. Of course, this is talking about the mountain where Christ died. So the mount, that's a mountain is like a rock and then it goes up. So praise the mount. I'm fixed upon it. So for that, I'm going to do fixed or set. Like you take F's, and it's similar to making a decision, where you think about it, you decide, and that's your decision. But fixed or set doesn't have this part like decision does. So here you have two F's coming down. I'm set. I'm fixed. Okay, and for I'm fixed upon it, I'll just probably do that one sign and leave out the other stuff. So it's going to be praise the mount. I'm fixed upon it. Mount of thy redeeming love. Okay, that's the first verse. All right, hitherto means like up until now. So hitherto thy love has blessed me. So I'm going to say until now thy love has blessed me. Thou hast brought me to this place. So thou hast brought me to this place. And I know thy hand will bring me. And I know, you can do the I if you want to. I know thy hand will bring. Bring and brought are the same thing. They don't have past tense unless you want to emphasize that. If it's important, you can do a past sign. So that was, we had brought in the other line. Bring me safely home. That's where you eat and sleep. Home. You could do heaven if you wanted to. By thy good grace. Jesus sought me when a stranger. Jesus sought me when a stranger. So this is the sign for strange. Strange, it's a strange sign. Strange, and you put the on it. So the person sign, stranger. Wandering from, for fold of God, we're talking about like a sheepfold or a safe place where the shepherd takes care of his sheep. So I'm going to do the sign for like shelter. So wandering from the shelter of God. He to rescue me from, this is danger. Some people have their thumb down and some people have their thumb up. So do what you like. So this is, I think of this as like a knife trying to stab me, and I'm protecting myself from that danger. But that is the sign for danger or dangerous, either one. Okay, he to rescue me from danger, bought me with his precious blood. Okay, oh, to grace, how great a debtor. Oh, to grace, how great a debtor. This is debt, and a debtor would be a debt person. Daily, I'm constrained to be. For constrained, I'm going to do limited. So this is daily. There are other ways to do daily, but this is the fastest and most common, easiest way. And since the song just goes fast, I wouldn't do the longer way. So daily, I'm constrained or limited to be. And you can do to be this way, or you can kind of do this. I should adjust this to where I can get a little bit lower to be. Okay, where am I? There it is. Let thy grace now like a fetter. Okay, now, so what I'm going to do is let thy grace now like, or you could do same as, fetter. There are different ways you could do fetter. You know, we're talking about being chained or bound in some way. So I'm going to actually do chain. Okay, like a fetter. Bind, and this is binding me to him, so I'm doing it this way. Bind my wandering heart to thee. Now, when we get to doing the music, I couldn't find a song that did exactly the same words as what we're planning to do at our church on Sunday. So when we sing "Let Thy Grace," the music is going to actually say "Let Thy Goodness," and we'll sing "Let Thy Grace now" like a fetter, and they'll sing "Let Thy Goodness" like a fetter. So if you want to do it their way, you would do goodness like that. So it would be "Let Thy Goodness like a fetter." Okay. But I will be doing it the way our church is. So I'll be saying, "Let thy grace now like a fetter bind, bind my wandering heart to thee." In the last two lines, they're also going to do something different. I'll get there. All right, so prone to wander. I thought prone is really hard to, what should you do for that? And I think I've decided on tempted. I'm tempted to wander, prone to wander. So tempted is touching your elbow like that. Tempted to wander. Lord, I feel it. Tempted to leave the God I love. Here's my heart. Oh, take and seal it. Seal it for thy. Now for courts, I'm going to do royal rooms, thy courts above. So seal it for thy royal rooms. And you can either do above or you can do heaven. Take your pick. Okay, the last verse that we're doing is, "Oh, that day when free from sinning, I shall see thy lovely face." Full arrayed in blood-washed linen, so full arrayed, dressed in blood-washed. For linen, I would just repeat the clothes. How I'll sing thy sovereign or ruling grace. I'm about to approach 15 minutes and I can't go over or I can't upload it. So we'll do the last two lines on the next video where we do the to music. Before we start the music, we'll actually do those last two lines and I'll show you their way and my way of what the words are. Okay.